Well, it's time to take a look at the forecast. We're taking a look right now at temperatures this evening. A nice mild evening out there. A touch on the humid side, but not terrible. We've seen temperatures to the 70s around much of the area. Still hanging on to 80 degrees though here in Memphis. Tunica, you're sitting at 75 degrees. Truman at 76. Same temperature up there in Dyersburg and Corinth. We're sitting at 77 degrees. Dew points are elevated. A lot of us have been in the 70s. Memphis recently at the airport has dropped just a little bit into the 60s, so slightly better, but still a bit on the muggy side out there this evening. We're going to keep up with this unsettled pattern that we've had over the last several days of those stormy conditions really hanging on. The highs are remaining below average for now, but later on in the week they will be heating back up after we get rid of some of these rounds of rain that are coming through. Looking on the satellite radar across the broad picture, we've seen some heavier rain across southern Arkansas, more widespread rain there. That's going to be a disturbance that eventually makes its way into the Memphis metro, into the overnight it looks like. But for right now, we do still have just some showers to our south. Here around the Holly Springs area, moving from places of Marshall County into Benton County. We've got some just pockets of thunderstorms. Nothing major, nothing severe for us, and that's going to be the case the next few days. Nothing severe, but just heavy rainfall that could cause some isolated flooding. We'll have to keep in mind. But taking a look out here towards Little Rock, this area of unsettled weather could be shifting up the I-40 corridor as we head through the overnight hours. And by 5 a.m., just before dawn, we might have a little more heavy rain here through the metro and off into parts of eastern Arkansas as well. And then we just keep up with this trend of pop-up thunderstorms the next couple of days here. As we get into Tuesday, we start the day with maybe a sprinkle or a shower here and there. And into the Wednesday morning time frame, we see that again, maybe a line of storms popping up as we have a stationary boundary that's beginning to lift a little more towards the north, bringing in some of this unsettled weather. You see that again Thursday morning. Total rainfall from this over the next several days isn't going to be a ton widespread, but it's still enough to maybe add an inch or two into the bucket. Best rain chances are going to be Tuesday, then they begin to diminish more scattered as we get towards the later part of the week. Tonight, temperatures dropping down into the low 70s. Of course, our elevated dew point does keep that a little higher. 83 degrees are high tomorrow in the afternoon. And then the next several days, we will see those temperatures warming up fairly quickly into the low 90s there by Monday of next week. Now, while we are getting a break from the summer heat, we're in the peak of our hottest usual time of the year. Here's a breakdown of a common summer phrase you may have heard before. We're in the thick of it, the dog days of summer. It's a common phrase we hear when the heat is high and the sun doesn't let up. But where does it come from? While our furry best friends also feel the impacts of the heat, it has a more celestial origin than you may realize. The phrase has its origins in ancient astronomy. The brightest star in the night sky is the star Sirius in Canis Major, or the Great Dog. The ancients observed that Sirius began to rise with the sun during the early summer. Since it's the brightest star, they believed that the added light led to hotter temperatures. This conjunction would take place for about 40 days, peaking around July 23rd. Now, while a star 8.5 light years away has no impact on Earth's weather, the timing does correlate with Memphis's hottest temperatures. In summer, our hottest climatological peak comes in late July. The hottest temperatures lag the summer solstice around the world because it takes time for the land and ocean to heat up. Combining that with the greenhouse effect, the atmosphere slowly accumulates more heat through midsummer. We'll start seeing our average highs cool down in the next couple weeks in Memphis, so stick it out a little longer and fall will be right around the corner. For CW30, I'm meteorologist Kit Thomas.